What's good, leaders? Welcome back to another episode of New World Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Kaya Green. Today we got a very special guest with us. Appreciate you for coming out,
No,
man.
for
It's a
sure,
pleasure to
man.
share space with you,
Sure.
man. We're going to jump right into it. I'm excited for this episode, excited to, for this conversation that we about to have. For those who aren't familiar with you, go ahead, let them know who you are and what you do, man.
So I'm NirCostello, I'm an artist, fashion designer, father, Muslim, introspective individual. um, but yeah, son, brother. So just a man. Like I'm a man.
Okay, hold many different titles and doing a lot of great things.
Yes, sir.
New year, still fresh, I like to say.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though we're a month in, it's still fresh. How your year going so far? I starting off.
This jumping terrible. I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been going through a lot of pitfalls, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of nonsense. However, It's like I still gotta push forward because we men. You feel me? Like we don't really had too many times to like we can step in a pothole, but we got even if we break our leg, we gotta figure a way to crawl out. So that's what I've really been striving to do. Even with my mental health is like I just did yoga last Friday. I took a little yoga class.
How was that experience?
It was cool. Like I liked it. I liked it. I ain't gonna fraud. The old heads was hitting on me too. They was on the kid, but overall, it's like the thing I really like about yoga. It teach you how to breathe, and it teach you how essential breathing is to you. Because when you breathe, it's like you gotta think about like, all right, when a woman is giving birth, you got kids?
No.
All right, that's a beautiful thing. when a woman giving birth, they tell them to breathe because it makes their body at ease. When you don't breathe, that's when you have panic attacks. Yeah. Because you're holding so much into your body, it's putting a lot of stress on your body. But when you learn how to actually breathe in the 4 different types of breath periods that it is, or breathing techniques it is, that's where you learn how to just let things go. You feel what I'm saying? You can breathe through I think you can breathe through your mouth, your throat, your chest, and your stomach. Your stomach is the deepest one. That's where you actually like relieve. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the biggest thing I was learning, like breathing techniques, and it's been working for me. Yeah. Like I'm just striving to find different ways to enjoy myself and have fun. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like to help me elevate as a man instead of frustrate myself as a child. I mean,
that's a major thing. It's crazy that you talked about like breathing and how essential that it is. That's something that my therapist talked about as well. In that experience, she told me that like breathing is a big thing. Especially when it comes down to like, understanding what it is that you're feeling. And then it's like if you don't know which next step to take or how to navigate through something, before you even make a decision to make a move, breathe.
That's a fact.
Take a deep breath. Take about 3 of them.
And it sounds so simple, but it's very difficult. Because a lot of us, like, all right, for example, like I remember I had a female, and she used to have a lot of panic attacks, but she'd have a panic attack because she would hold her breath whenever she go through something. And that's literally the cause of it. Like if you go through a panic attack, all you have to do is breathe. Asthma attack, you have to breathe.
That's another thing I talked about before. I don't think I mentioned this. I was playing for the West Philadelphia Panthers.
Y'all was trash.
Well, when I was playing, I can say this. When I was playing, we came in. We won 2 trips back to back. We was on the road. We was on the road.
Yeah, I'm older than you. See, I'm 28.
We was on the road when I was playing, man. But shout out to West Philly Panthers, all the coaches and everything. They people who contributed to who I am today. Right. But to move on to the story,
I'm looking for a football team now. I ain't gonna lie. I wanna get in contact with a football team where like a coach and actually like invest into the field, or even talk to the kids and like put myself in that type of situation.
So I get on that. My father is the president of the organization now. He's been there for a long time. I'll be the one that connects you with my father.
I would love to do that. Like
y'all
for
can work
real.
something out. You can go out there and connect with the young individuals out there. But I was running laps on the field. It was the summertime. It was hot, muggy, and I got asthma. And at the time, it was bothering me real bad. So I was running laps, and I was like, damn, like I can't, like my breathing is like I can't breathe really. And my pop, he looking at me. He like, something off. Something just told him like something off. So he like, yo, come here. I came to him. I'm just like, and he like, where's your asthma pump? I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm starting to talk, but I'm like, I don't know. He like, listen, don't panic. Don't panic. Say all I need you to do is just focus on your breathing. Just do your best. Breathe in and out. He said, do that. And I take care of everything else. I never saw him move so fast. He sprinted over to McDonald's, grabbed me some coffee, told me to drink the coffee, open my airways, and he's like, listen, before you move to do anything else, just breathe. Just focus on your breathing. Don't like be like in your head like, damn, I can't breathe. Don't panic, but just breathe. Just do your best to breathe. And then like moments where emotions are high, I try to pay attention to that. Like, do not focus on more so the emotions and your thoughts. Just breathe. And when you take those deep breaths, you'll be able to navigate through those emotions even more. You won't just do, you'll actually think. You'll weigh out different options. You won't allow your emotions to get the best of you. Is like breathing is an amazing thing. And I'm glad that you said, you took the initiative to even go experience yoga. Because a lot of individuals that come from, our backgrounds, they don't, go out and experience these different things.
Because we not really, it's nobody that's actually like pushing us to do it. Like it's like, for example, like I got a homie, his name Dre.
Okay.
And Dre right now is running marathons, like literally. Me and Dre went to Naperville. We went to school at Naperville when we was kids.
Okay.
I ended up being locked up with Dre. Like me and him was at Pine Grove together, and it's crazy how like to see him now and actually like running, and he got sponsors and he's actually doing something. He's older. He older than me. He's been at 30, I think, at 30, 31, 32.
Oh, that's crazy.
So the fact that he's able to do this, it's like, damn, sometimes, we don't ever question the law. I just wonder, like, maybe somebody was there to push him to do that younger. I imagine he could have been in the Olympics.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just so, I believe like we have the resources, we just don't know how to attain them because it's not something that's really promoted.
Yeah.
And even now, it's like, you'll go through something negative where you arguing with an individual talking down on you, and that'll get so many comments and all that. But when it's a situation at a rec center where they having free courses for tennis or free courses for track or free courses for yoga and all these things, like the Brave Mill, that's another organization. They having yoga sessions, and they're giving back to the community in a lot of ways of having podcast space and things like that. And I only been there one time.
Yeah.
But I still would like to just get that promotion out. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, even how you doing it, it's like this is an outlet for a lot of people. And even though views might not be high or whatever now, but you stay consistent with it's going to pop. Because it's a different type of cornerstone. A lot of people don't have this cornerstone, or they don't have the ability to even have a platform where they're not gossiping. You feel me? Like, gossip is a crazy cornerstone of the community. And I get it. I get it, but it's like it's a lot of positive things that's out there as well.
I say that also. Just like we have resources, they're just not promoted as much, and it hurts me to see, like, to come across these different things that I'm not familiar with. These positive platforms, positive outlets, positive organizations, and I'm like, why aren't y'all being put on the map like these other things that are? Like, I see more negativity that gets promoted way more than positivity. And I talk about that with a lot of different people. Like, why is it that the negative things are, publicized more than the positive things? Why aren't we promoting these organizations that are literally out here in our community, feet on land, like trying to make a change?
I think we do. It's just one is more fascinating than the other.
Okay.
That's really what I think it is. I think one, like, if you see a car crash, everybody looks at a car crash. Everybody drive past slow. But if you see somebody getting a street named after them, you have to go all the way around the corner just to try to get on your way. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's a perfect analogy for it. It's just that, like, even with me, like, I've given back a lot. Like, I've talked to the jails. I done went to RCF, talked to the juveniles. I done went to PIC and talked to the they had a fathers group out there.
Okay.
And when they was graduating, I got paid to go out there and talk to them.
Okay.
I done had mentoring programs. I done had situations where I'm posting that, damn, I'm leaving out the jail, and it's a crazy feeling. Like, I done had all these things, and it's never gonna get promoted. But if I'm rapping about, fuck, I like beefing with a nigga that ain't got shit, it's like, it's more interesting. It's more interesting, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I also strive to, hide the medicine in the applesauce type of thing. So even when my music is like, I strive to always give a message out, no matter what type of song it is, no matter what type of beat, no matter what type of feature it is. I'm always gonna give you a story pattern of, this is where I was and this is where I'm at. This is how I got here. Even though I did do these things and had these hurdles that I had to jump, I still had to jump the hurdle and I finished the hurdle.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how I look at it. Like, I strive not to get stuck in bull crap and nonsense. And I try to have emotional intelligence, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Because not having emotional intelligence gets you killed.
Yeah, it's a great danger of not understanding your emotions and having that emotion, being emotionally intelligent. I talked about it with another guest. Like I mentioned how Wallow talked about, it only takes a few seconds to throw your life away. And that decision may be, it come from anger or, this emotion and not understanding, how to deal with what it is that you're feeling. You could literally get rid of everything that, was placed in front of you,
Yeah, and impulsivity.
Mm-hmm.
Being very impulsive is a disease that is not spoken of enough, especially in our community.
Yeah.
A lot of us are very impulsive, and we don't even realize that we're impulsive, especially as a energetic young boy. And that's why with my son is like, I noticed that he has that impulsivity in him. Like I noticed he's very impulsive and he's very emotional. He has my emotions because I was a very emotional child. So it's like that's why I gotta be on him.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure that I'm there for him and that he never feel alone or feel dejected enough that he feel like he by himself. Like that's my goal when it comes to my son.
Okay.
Like I gotta make sure that he understand that I'm there for him because I know how I feel to have somebody not be there for you.
Okay.
I know how I feel to. I understand how I feel to be locked in a mountain and you don't even nobody knows who you are. They just know the surface level.
Okay.
I know how I feel to be in a household and you feel like don't nobody care about me in this household, So I want to shield him from that, and I feel like I did enough time for him not to be able to do no time. Like I want him to experience this college. Like I don't want him to experience it, even if he get a trade. Like, cause I'm like I ain't gonna lie. Like on a Booker T, Booker T Washington is?
Yes.
You know W. Du Bois is. So you know their argument. What was their argument?
You talking about Booker T Washington and what was the other individual?
W. Du Bois.
I thought you said another name. I'm familiar with Booker T Washington.
So
I
heard
of the other one though.
W. Du Bois was one of the background, quote unquote, fathers of the NAACP.
Okay.
But his biggest thing was he wanted us to go to college to get that further education. Booker T. Washington was saying no, fuck that. Excuse my language, but f that college. Let's go get a trade, and then from that trade we can help each other and build our own businesses and our own institute.
Okay.
Hence, Tuskegee Institute, Booker T. Washington. So it's funny that like I'm more of a person that's kind of in favor of the trades, honestly. Like I'm more of a sucker for the trades because it's something that you can build your own. But I respect the college as well because collegiate is it's a community. And you meet so many people here. And it's only from the outside looking in. I've never been to college. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like it's so many people that you meet that can help you go further in life outside of just the education of what you learn. Yeah. It seems like it's a lot of stuff that everybody already know.
Yeah.
So it's like with trade school, it's like trade school usually I think the longest one is like probably like 6-7 months. And you actually able to after that you get a job and you're able to build and build and build and create your own and have your own. But I understand both sides though.
Yeah, I would say like being somebody I was in between the two, actually having a college experience and coming here and then having an understanding, like for me being somebody who is blessed enough to already, have these encounters with individuals and come across many different resources and learn so much at a young age. Some of this, like a lot of the stuff that I was learning in these courses, I'm like, I already understand this. And then I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to do next? So then it became a thing like, all right, let me try to go to this, change my major to this. I get here and it's like, all right, I already understand this too. So then it's like, all right, cool. Well, what's next? I still want to continue my post-secondary education. What do I want to do? Do I want to just be like, I want to, just go to trade school? Because that was like what I was initially going to do. Go to trade school. I went to visit UTI. Still to this day, I still get calls from somebody who works up there.
They always call you. Hey, man, it's about that time, man. It's about that time. Stop playing, man. Come on down. We're going to get you right in.
Yeah, no, seriously. Still get those calls. I went up there. It was an amazing experience. And I'm like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And then I had the experience to be able to, you can go here for free. So I'm like, let me give it a try. But I would say like.
So your little brother was coming up. Who would you, not your little brother, but somebody that you wanted to give game, they came to you and like, listen, What should I do? Should I go to college or should I go to trade school? I have a free ride for both.
I would ask them, what do they see themselves doing in the future?
Nobody know what they see themselves doing.
I would say, like, I feel like you can see, like, you may not know exactly what it is that you want to do in the future, but you can envision where you want to be in life, the type of person that you want to be, the type of realm that you want to be in, and things of that nature. So I would ask, like, what do you see? Where do you see yourself later on down the line? Because, you know, like you said, you know, coming to college it's a community. You meet people, you meet a bunch of different people from all over the world, and these, you know, these connections can travel outside of those 4 years of, you know, college. You know, they can travel way out of those friendships. You might come across somebody like, damn, you know, we were in the same class, we took this course together, you know, we studied for this exam together and things like that. Y'all built a connection. You may be able to pick up the phone and call, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I know that, you know, you got a degree in this. Would you be able to help me? Oh yeah, I got you. Compared to like trade school, you know, you go to trade school and, you know, after, you know, your 6 months maybe, you start to just build. You get a job, union and things like that. I have a brother who, you know, he's doing that currently. I'm in trade school for, what is it, carpentry, drywall framing and things like that. So if somebody was to come to me and say, like, I got a free ride for both, I would ask, where do you see yourself? And based off of where they see themselves, I say, all right, if you see yourself somewhere where those connections may be very important, you know, to help you thrive in that space, go to college and build those connections, build that community, and, you know, in college. Now, if it's a thing where it's like, all right, I see myself here, and the connections aren't too relevant, you can go to trade school and still build, you know, connections. They may not be as wide, like a wide spectrum as college, but you can still build connections to help you thrive. So that's the route that I would take if somebody was to come to me like, hey, man, I got this dilemma. I have 2 free rides for, you know, college and trade school. My first question would be, where do you see yourself in the future? It may not be specifically what you want to do. What realms do you see yourself being in? What's the type of person, you know, that you see yourself being? All of those types of things. And then it will go from there. Like, all right, this is where you see yourself. My what I would say is, I feel that this would be more beneficial because it may have the connections inside of it that you may need, or this may be more beneficial because, you know, you can build some connections, but yet you can still come out and be able to build and take those steps towards that thing. Now you talked about, you know, with making music, it's like you do your best to you know, express like a story or give a story.
That's a fact.
Listening to your album, there were 2 songs. I told you off camera, there were 2 songs that really like spoke to me in a way. And the one that I really want to touch on is.
Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
So did you feel like it was any? Cause I'm, you know, I come from the urban community. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm real good at negative. I like negativity first. So do you feel like what's one thing that you would believe that I could have done better?
If I'm being completely honest, like, and this may sound very, very crazy. To me, I feel like you delivered the messages pretty, like, very clear. You articulated these things very clear. And just off of like initially hearing everything, personally, I don't think that there were any, like, if you feel that there were, I don't feel like there were any major, like, you could do this better.
Fact.
I feel like you did an amazing job articulating and, you know, just rolling out a message and get a message out for people who may not listen to it with their ears. Initially, they may be like, oh, I don't really understand. But if you actually listen to what it is and the things that you were saying, you'd be like, okay, I understand where it is that he's trying to get at. You know, that he's talking about his experiences that he went through in life. And this is something that he uses, like, I say it's like therapy in a way, you know, a way for you to vent. You know, you get a beat, you know what, I'm gonna talk about this. So personally, I would say, like, I don't think that there were any, like, nothing major really. Like, to me, it was something that, listening to it, I feel like you articulated the things that you need to articulate in you know, a great way.
Okay.
But the one song that I really want to touch on is Abby's Son.
Right.
And I want to touch on that song specifically because, you know, you talked about some things in there saying, like, okay, I came from this, I had these experiences in life, I gave birth to these young individuals, and you talked about, you know, your son specifically in there, saying like you don't want your son to have to see nowhere near the amount of things that you had to see in your life.
Yeah.
You want to shield him from those things. With that being said,
I want to guide him through those things.
Okay, all right. That's an even better way to put it.
Right.
So you know, I told you what the platform is about, and I want you to be able to share like why that is important. You know, being able to guide your son through these experiences so that he doesn't have to see the things that you saw in your life.
So, growing up the way that I did, I grew up with a hardworking mother. You know, my mom was very hardworking. My mom is a gangster. You know what I'm saying? My mom is one of the people that had 4 brothers, and 2 of her brothers have been in jail for. One is in prison for murder, and one was in prison for attempted murder on 3 people. So it's like knowing that, it's like my mom came up a little harder. My mom is a person that is her way, or you're going to be outside on the highway. You feel what I'm saying? So understanding that my mom was also a person that was actually trying to find love herself. So she's getting married, and you know, in Islam, you know, you get married, sometimes you get divorced, you get married again, you get divorced, you get married again. And but my mom was trying the best that she could to with what she had. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't come from a poverty stricken household. I don't come from my lights being turned on. I don't come from living in a project. Like I never was a project baby. I was born into dysfunction. So you feel what I'm saying? So it's like Abby's Son was Abby's Son was a song that I wanted created because I want my children to always know that no matter what, I'm there for them and I love them genuinely, no matter what anybody tries to say. Rather, and their mother don't, to the best of my knowledge, mom don't talk down on me. I have the mother of my children is one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. You feel me? And I just I wanted him to be able to hear from me clearly that I love him. If anything was to happen to me, if I wasn't to be here tomorrow, he could always have something to know, like, damn, my dad really did love me. You feel me? And in that, I just believe that failure, I would feel a sense of failure if my son was to go through certain things and didn't have me there for him the way I didn't have nobody there for me. That when I'm getting kicked out of my mom's house over something petty, I didn't have a father to call because my father was incarcerated. You feel what I'm saying? My son is 3 right now. Never seen me in prison. He doesn't even know what that means of a father not being there. Even though he definitely under that nipple. You feel what I'm saying? He loved his mom more than he loved me. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but he still know I'm there for him. He still know that even though he could talk crazy to me and all of that, because he's 3, I can't really do nothing. But he know that I'm there, and that's what I mean by that. I never felt the sense of security or a blanket that I had people there for me. That if I'm going through something, I still kind of don't even feel like that now. Like I'm all I got. I'm the oldest boy in my family, and I don't really have too many boy cousins. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody in my family is predominantly women. All the men in my family is in prison, or they dead over a female, over getting high, over some nonsense. So I'm not trying to be too long-winded, but Abby's Son was a song that was very important to me because when I had my son, it was a reflection of me. And when I seen him, it made me tighten up because I'm looking like, damn, I can't let him think that what I'm doing is cool. Even though I'm not getting high, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't do none of that. But I want him to see that it's cool to have a job. I don't want him to think that I have to cut corners and I don't want to get a job. No, it's thorough to get a job. Because majority of people I know that they trap because they were too young to get a job. At 12, 13 years old, it's hard to get a working papers. If you and your mom if your mom kicking you out, how she gonna sign a working paper off for you? You feel what I'm saying? That don't make sense. So you go into the streets and indulge in certain things. Like I just believe that with my baby boy, I'm going to be there for him to the best of my ability. And that's why I maneuver the way I do. That's why I work hard the way I work. That's why I went and got my CDL license. That's why I'm in school now trying to get my HVAC license. That's why I'm trying to put myself in predicaments where I got an LLC and I'm starting a nonprofit and I'm trying to build generational wealth and even having the clothes and all of these things so that I can have different streams of income. He can see it's cool to be creative. It's cool to be you. You don't have to be street.
Yeah.
That's not like it's better to be you instead of being a street guy. Street guys are limited by the streets.
Yeah.
They don't understand that the sidewalk is a beautiful place. That's where all the flowers is at.
Exactly.
They don't understand that beyond asphalt is hard. You feel what I'm saying? So they don't understand that, and that would be a failure to me if my son was to choose it. I would guide him through it, and I would have to let him be a man and make his own decisions. But I would strive to be there for him as much as I possibly can.
So that's major.
My bad, it was long.
No, you good. I'm actually glad that you went in detail on that, so individuals can understand. Like, there was a lot that went into the creation of this song.
That song is very important to me because of the simple fact. Like, even the video is black and white, and I did it on purpose. The video doesn't have me. I don't have no performance scenes in that video, and I did it on purpose because the song is so transparent. Y'all don't need to see my face. Y'all need to hear my message.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? The shadows was symbolic to me because of the simple fact that understand what I'm saying and feel what I'm saying more than just the theatrics of money, bitches, and hoes. That's not what we on.
Yeah.
This is a deeper message. Like, I need. People don't understand how important it is to have a father, bro. People don't understand how important it is to have a person that you really can believe is there for you. And that's very important. When your little brother call you because he gang war with his mom, he's calling you because he believes you're there for him.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a crazy feeling not to have nobody to call.
Yeah.
It's a crazy feeling when you locked up and nobody's answering the phone. It's a crazy feeling when you kicked out your mom's house and nobody answered the phone and your phone off, and then you just walking around and you end up sitting on the bench. You trying to look thorough, but you end up nodding off on the bench, or you going to the shelter. And I done been in a shelter before. I was in a situation called Youth Emergency Shelter on Fairmont Avenue.
Okay.
And I'm 14 in that joint. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I didn't been through too much, and I don't never want my son to go through that. I want him to be a cool, cute young boy that got all whatever. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
so he don't have to, go through those same
like,
things.
even if he struggle, I'm cool with him struggling, but I need him to know I'm here for him. That's the biggest thing about that song. Okay. That's why it's Abby's son. Abby in Arabic means my father, my father's son. That's what I want him to be. I want him to always know I'm his father and I'm here, no matter if you want me or not.
I'm glad that you talked about just understanding how important it is to have somebody there for you. I had a guest come on here and talked about he had his father in his life, and his father was very, very present, and him growing up and actually seeing how present his father was in his life made him understand the importance of that. He's like, I may not remember all the gifts and everything like that, but I do remember every time, my father showed up to a game. My father showed up to an event at school and things like that. And we were talking, he was like, that's why when it is that, I go to work and I'm around a bunch of young individuals, I make sure that they feel like I'm there for them. I'm present with them. I was telling him, like, in our communities, in the urban community, there are a lot of single parent households. Especially, single moms, and, a lot of young individuals, they go without a father figure or having somebody there for them. And now they have to figure out how to navigate through these situations. They might get into something. They feel like, I don't want to call mom. Who can I call? So, you understanding that, like, regardless of anything, I'm going to do everything in my power to just be there.
To be present.
Make sure that, my son know. You can always pick up the phone and call me. I'm here. Don't hesitate. Pick up the phone and call me. That is a big thing. Like, I feel like all young individuals need somebody who they feel like, I get in a situation, I can pick up the phone and call.
You know how many females I done seen? Excuse me for cutting
you off. You good.
You know how many females I done seen get kicked out, and then they put into a predicament where they're in a household full of men and they're uncomfortable. You know how many times I've seen kids, like men, like little boys for they 11, they 12, and they get kicked out, and they get suspended from school, their mom overworking or whatever, and they get kicked out, their mom frustrated, and now they in a trap crib, and now they got a gun. Now they smoking weed, and they really a good kid, though. Yeah. You know how many times I know a person got indicted just for shaking somebody's hand. Like, indicted in the feds. Like,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, having somebody there for you is one of the most lucrative experiences that doesn't cost anything. You feel what I'm saying? And I truly believe that that's all a human being needs. But I'm more of a person like, and this is one of my flaws, and I noticed it going through therapy and going through yoga and things like that, and just being introspective. I've learned that one of my flaws is I have a defense mechanism where I don't let people to be there for me because I know how I feel. I'm more comfortable with having the understanding of nobody's there for me. I got to maneuver how I maneuver. So instead of getting you comfortable with you, because I was always taught expectations kill faster than bullets. Yeah. So when you expect a person to be there and they're not there, it'll kill you on the inside. So I have a problem with even allowing people to actually be there for me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's something I gotta go through, and I don't want my baby to have to go through that.
I actually wanna touch on that if you don't mind, because I feel like a lot of us, we go through these very traumatic experiences at a young age, coming from these communities, and we develop these defense mechanisms, and we feel like it's a way to keep us safe. So you understanding, like, I developed this defense mechanism to where I don't allow people to be there for me. It's like this is a way for me to protect myself. How do you navigate through that to where you get in a situation and there's somebody they're trying to be there for you, but it's like, hope I gotta do this to protect me. How do you navigate through that?
Say it one more time.
Like, having this defense mechanism that was
like, how do I deal with it?
Yeah, how do you navigate through it? Having somebody that's trying to be there for you, but your defense mechanism is like, I can't really allow it.
It's called divorce. Like, yeah. I've been married, I've been married before, and I had a person that was trying to be there for me, and I did not know how to allow them to. And I made it very difficult for her to be there for me. Okay. And that's one of the things I really kind of regret. Like, I wouldn't never try to pursue her again. Like, the mother of my children, like, she wanted to be there for me as much as she possibly could. I didn't know how to let her. And I'm still struggling with that. Okay. With even my friends, females, and I'm distant. Like, I've noticed that about myself. I'm very distant. I'm a person that I could talk to you all day Wednesday, and then tomorrow, I don't even answer the phone. Like, I'm sometime-y, I guess you could say, because it terrifies me to become comfortable with one individual, because I have the fear of being left, because I've been left so many times. Like, every person that genuinely said they love me has left me, from my father to my mother to, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I got a song on the album called "Courting Me," and it's crazy because I say in a song, I want the love. I want the love that my mother couldn't give me because she was alone taking care of my siblings. I want the love that my father couldn't give me. An alcoholic only focus on the bitches. I want the love and the loyalty, but that is a rarity. So it's like, it's difficult, bro. It's difficult. I wouldn't wish it on nobody, because you will have genuine people in your life that actually want to be there for you, but you don't even know how to use them as a resource because your fear is so high. Like, Oskino told me that. Oskino had a conversation. It's online. Like, he looked me in my face on camera and told me, like, bro, use me as an instrument. I'm here for you. You can't, like, if you don't use me, you're gonna miss out on your own opportunity. Yeah. So you have to understand. Call my phone. I'm here for you. Whatever you need from me, let me know. I'm going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, but then in my mind, I'm thinking like, all right, well, I want to have this right first. I want to have this right. But sometimes you will come to a person with an incomplete plan and they could complete it and help you complete it. Yeah. But that's kind of my problem. I don't know how to be vulnerable in that way. I'm still learning,
That's something, this is all, I always say, like, life
that's vulnerable as hell.
Yeah, that is vulnerable as hell. I always say, like, life is a crazy test. It's something that we all take for the first time. We're all trying to navigate, through these experiences. And it's all a learning process. Every day you're learning something new, especially about yourself. That's nobody wakes up one day and completely understands themselves. Like, I done had conversations with individuals many different ages, and even at some age of 70, people like, I'm still understanding myself. I'm still learning who I am. And not only are you, understanding who you are every day, but you have identified things that things that you need to work on, and you like, yo, you know what? I'm going to do what it is that I need to do to work on this thing. Like, going to yoga is a great thing. I'm actually glad. I applaud you for going to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's something that a lot of us aren't open to. Yoga, therapy.
Would you be open to that?
Yes, I would. It's crazy. So in middle school, I actually did take yoga.
Yeah, you a kid.
I had it. Yeah, in middle school, I did the yoga, and that's something that I am open to because I look at it like.
I mean, they got a joint Friday. Yeah. I'll invite you to that joint.
We can talk about that off camera. I'm open to all of these experiences because I feel like my biggest thing is we go through so much, and I understand that as long as we're here, there will be something that happens every day. Mm-hmm. We'll have to go through these things. My biggest thing is I want to understand, how do I not let these experiences, all of this get the most of me? Mm-hmm. I want to understand how to navigate through all of these experiences, whether it's, something traumatic, something just, you might plan something out, it just don't go your way. I want to understand how I can deal with that, because I know I can't control these things. I can't stop something from happening. It's not up to me. When these things are placed in front of me, when it comes to me, I want to understand, like, all right, this has happened. Now what's in my control is the next step that I take. I can control where I step next.
All right, so can I ask you a question? Like, you was telling me off camera, like, about, a certain, like, losing family members mm-hmm. and things like that. Like, who did you turn to when you did go through those things?
So at the time I was with an individual. I was dealing with a person. And it was a thing where, like you said, she was trying to be there for me, and I was just like so in my head. I didn't want nobody to, at least like my dad, my mom. They tried. It was like, no, I can't allow it. But once I started to to like get out of that, it was a thing where I turned to her, because out of everybody, I could say, she was the one person who, like, it wasn't a thing where, you come into my space and, you're trying to get me to talk. Don't talk. Feel what it is that you need to feel. I'm going to sit here. You need to cry. Go ahead and cry. But I'm not going to force you to try to, like, talk about what it is that you feel. I'm just going to try. I'm going to do my best to just be here and allow you to feel these emotions. So, with that, it was like, this is something that I don't want somebody to come to me, how you feeling, what's going through you. I don't want to talk about that, because it's so much that I don't even know how to get the words out. I don't want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling so much. I want a space where I'm allowed to feel these emotions. So that's the individual I turned to. And then after I was able to, get help and go to therapy was like my safe space, because my therapist told me, like, if you need to come in my office and cry the entire session, I'm going to allow you to do that.
Yeah, like I'm still learning that. Like, I didn't even cry when my grandmother died. Like, I lost both of my grandparents, my mother's mother and my father's mother, while I was incarcerated. And I didn't cry over that.
Not to cut you off, that's crazy. I heard you mention both of those individuals in the song. You were talking about how it would be amazing to hear, these individuals say that, I'm proud of you.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they genuinely know me. Like, they know me beyond NirCostello. Like, they know actually Munir. And I think that I don't know, I just think like it's so deep when you think about it, because of the simple fact that, like, I never thought about it like that. Like, damn, I really don't allow people to be there for me. Like, that's the first time I'm actually, like, coming to a realization and becoming cognizant, like, damn, that is a problem. That's a big fear for me. Like, even now, that's a very big fear for me. And I didn't notice how deep it was till just now. Like, for real. And it's crazy because I remember when I was a kid, right? I said on the song 2013, I said, I'm so depressed, I look in the mirror and want to cry. Feel like an ostrich watching all these other birds fly. Swear I felt helpless that day when Lil Rizzy got shot, but accepted making it right could bring me death or life. You never force into this shit. We all make a choice, even though we born at the beginning of a crash course. I'm speaking about a time in 2013. My childhood friend Rizzy, his name Rashawn. It's Garcia. You know Garcia. Garcia little brother.
Yeah.
Garcia little brother had got shot. He got shot in front of me.
Mm.
And I remember, like, after, the cops come and all of that, I remember my man Stu, his mom came and hugged him. You feel what I'm saying? Hugged him, put him in the car, and they drove off. And I remember Rizzy went to the hospital. His brother, his mom got in the back of the hospital, the ambulance or whatever, drove off. I remember like everybody had somebody that they was going to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell the kid was coming out of everybody. You feel me? Because it was a real moment. And I remember I walked home or whatever. I walked home. I went in the house, and I see my mom. Mind you, my mom ain't know what happened. My mom probably heard the shooting around the corner or whatever, because it literally was around the corner. But I remember going in the house and just needing a hug, and my mom didn't know. But I was a kid, so I wasn't mature enough to even tell her, like, Woman, can you just give me a hug real fast? Like, I remember that day, I literally went in my room and I just started watching The Wire. I swear, bro. And I ain't even cry. I was reflecting on what was going on. The gram going crazy because somebody just got shot and they knew I was there, and I still got his blood on me. I remember that, man, and I remember at that moment, that's when I really realized, like, damn, I don't have nobody. Like, cause you know that feeling where you want to talk to somebody, but you don't really know who to talk to.
Yeah, I've had that a lot of times.
Like, I've literally remember that being. I was 15. Like, I remember that I was 15, and that's why that verse is so hard to me, because, like, I swear I felt helpless that day when Lil Rizzy got shot, because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But except that making it right could bring me death or life, because at that moment I felt like I'm never gonna let these people make me feel less than again, and that's very immature to think that way. That's very immature, and I wouldn't recommend that to no person ever in the world. Like, you're supposed to learn and remove yourself from that situation. But I went head on because I felt like, don't nobody care about me.
Yeah.
So why do I care about myself? And that's why Islam helped me a lot, because it gave me a purpose of why are you created? I didn't make it religious, but and you were created not except to worship me alone. So it's like, that's the biggest thing. Like, I remember that. I remember that day. I remember the smell, bro. I remember the smell of the blood and everything. Like,
yo, these experiences is crazy. I was telling somebody before, like, he was asking me, like, what made you start this? And I was telling him, and I'm like, it was crazy. I couldn't tell you what I had, like, to eat 2 days ago, but I can tell you, in 5 years ago, on one specific day, every outfit I had on, every conversation that I had, I could tell you everything about that day from start to finish. But I couldn't tell you what I ate 2 days ago. Like, these experiences, they literally follow us. They don't leave. And going through these things is like, yo, it's crazy how you can remember every single detail. Like, it's not something that you forget. Like, still to this day, I don't forget what happened. I don't forget what I saw, the conversations that I had. I don't forget any of those things. And it's something about just being able to, vividly explain every detail, and it follows you. Some of those things can be triggers in our everyday, like our day-to-day life, and we don't understand it.
That's a fact.
Like something like you said, you can remember the smell. My therapist talked about, if I could vividly explain everything that happened that day, I need to understand, like, certain things can be triggers. It could be a color, it could be a smell, it could be a sound. All of these things, we may not realize it, but these things can be triggers for us. And in order for us to be able to, channel these emotions, we need to understand, like, it may not be something that happened last week that's, following me. This may have happened 10 years ago, and I never really unpacked everything that went on and understood what it is that's sticking with me to this day. Right. And this thing is bothering me right now. Like, I'm hearing this sound, I'm like, why am I feeling this wave of emotion?
Yeah, synesthesia. Synesthesia is where you have a sense that causes a memory to dial back into your head. Synesthesia. is where two or more senses are affected by one outside thing, and that causes you to have go back into a memory. So I relate that. I understand that wholeheartedly. It's just it's crazy when you really think about things. Like I remember when my grandma Helen died, while I was incarcerated, and she was the person I talked to every morning, literally for 6 years straight. And I remember that night because I talk in my sleep, like I talk in my sleep to this day. But I remember like at that time, my celly was like, "Yo, you was talking to your sleep last night, bro. You just kept saying, grandma, 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 don't go, don't go." But at the time, I didn't know she died. You feel me? And I go down. They call block out or whatever. I go sync my tablet because that's the only way you can really get your upstate. You could get your information like from the emails and all that. You sync your tablet. So I see my tablet. My send me a email basically saying that she passed away. And they were saying that she was saying Munir while because when you go through hospice, they're dying for real.
Yeah.
But they still say certain things like they're in the midst of like a dream, like they're hallucinating kind of. And it was a time where she was saying like, "Oh Moo, oh Moo Moo," because she called me Moo. So Moo Moo, Munir, Munir. They were saying she was saying my name, and that's something that bothers me because like to this day, like, and when I came home, it's crazy because I remember when I came home, I couldn't deal with it. Like I couldn't accept that my grandmother was gone because I felt like a failure because one of the biggest things that my grandma wanted was she used to have a dream about me coming home. She said I was real big, and she said she looked up. she's spicing it. I'm still a little big though, you feel me? But she said she looked up. I picked her up off her feet. I pat her my arms. I put her in the car and said, "Wherever you want to go, we gonna go, grandma." And she said she'll wake up. And the fact that like something so simple I wasn't even able to do over bullshit, over me repping a block, me rocking with homies that I'm not even cool with to this day. And I lost a core. I could have made that a reality. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's some shit that still bothers me because the people that I risk my life for, I don't even hang with them niggas. Like they don't even know what my kids look like.
That's crazy.
And I risked my life, my freedom, and being there for my grandmother for that. And it just shows how impulsivity is so crazy and how we make long-term decisions for temporary reliefs and temporary problems. And it's like that's like I grew my hair out because she said she always wanted to see me with hair. Like she like, "You got that smile, I can't wait to see you with some hair." I started growing my hair out. I never was a hair boy. Like I started growing my hair out. I dyed a patch of my hair her favorite color. I had purple hair in my head. Like I was grieving. Like I was literally grieving, bro, because I couldn't. It was hard to really live with myself and look in the mirror and be like, and that's why Convalescence was my first album. Convalescence is like literally a sense of healing. And that's why that album is so kind of like somber the way it is, because that was something that I was really I was healing. You feel me? That's why Unseen Potential, this is more me getting my confidence back, and this album is more about me understanding who I am. I see the unseen potential that I didn't see in me as a kid, and that's why the album is the way it is. That's why it's layered the way it is. That's why the poem is the way it is, because it's telling you a story about how, from my point of view, what it feels like to actually be a person that is unseen potential, a person that everybody expected to do so much, but you didn't expect yourself to do so much. You feel what I'm saying? So, not to be long-winded. I know I got the raps.
You good. You good. That's crazy that you literally mentioned that it's like this is a poem. Listening to like the album, that's what I got. It was it's very poetic. Like it was very poetic. But I want to touch on you talking about just you put your life on the line, your freedom, and all these things for individuals who you aren't around today. They don't they're not here today. To a young individual who may be out there, they may be running around with certain individuals and they don't understand the severity of impulsivity, or actions that they might take. What's some advice that you can give to that person?
It's hard to give advice to a kid, and the reason I say that because kids need action. Like words are just carbon monoxide.
Okay.
So Like I've been in predicaments where I've met individuals from rec centers and different situations, and they've called me, and I became reliable to them. Where they called me, and I set up a hotel room for them to go to for the night. I done been in predicaments where they call me in the middle of the night, and I go out and get them and see what's going on, or I invite them out to dinner because they never really did nothing except for the corner store surviving on Chinese food. Like kids need action, but if they wanted to hear one thing, the one thing I would tell a child or a person in adolescence that's going through identity crisis, they don't know who they are yet, is to believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, and you still finding yourself, you feel what I'm saying? But when you believe in yourself, you actually are learning what you like. Getting high is a thing that takes you away from feeling. Being high numbs you. Being sober, you have to go through soberness to be able to understand what you actually like and what makes you feel good and what's it, endorphins, that chemical that makes you feel good.
What is that? What I know what you're
but whatever that is,
I can't think of the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. But that's what
you have to be sober to be able to actually experience these things. You have to, and mind you, everybody gonna get high, whatever. But my biggest thing is don't lean on a crutch if you don't need a crutch. You can't put a knee brace on if your knee is healthy, because you're going to make your knee unhealthy because it's going to learn to grow with the knee brace. That extra support it don't really need. So the advice I would give to a child or a kid is to first of all be youthful and to understand that tomorrow is happening. You feel what I'm saying? Like we put our trust in Allah, but you have to also understand and prepare yourself for tomorrow. You can't just always live for the day. You feel what I'm saying? But it's hard to give a child advice, man, because I'm a person that been through it. Like I done been through where we wreck on stuff, and I went to prison for wrecking on something, came home and changed my life, and actually got a crib and had a family, and actually doing it the right way, and actually just maneuver. You feel me? So you could listen to me, but a kid not really trying to hear that shit because they kids. They don't know what to listen to. You feel me? But just try to find somebody that's there for you. And if you don't have nobody there for you, strive to learn how to be there for yourself. Because I know how it feels not to have nobody there, man. And it's a disheartening feeling, you know? I know my junk kind of all over the place.
You good.
It's hard to give kids advice, man. That's why people be like, oh no, say no to drugs, say no to the streets. It's like, how can you say that when the streets is bigger than the sidewalk? Like literally, like
that's why I'm glad that you said that. So like I agree with that as well. Like I think it's like important for the two. Like, but I also think that you can't give the advice and not display the action.
Facts.
So I say like
that's like you. Like when you was going through the situation, if a person just was telling you like, let's talk about it, you gonna be good, bro. I promise I've been through that. You're not trying to hear that shit. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I ain't even go through that.
I can tell you, I'm not trying. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, so it's like I can understand that, but if a person's showing up and they actually like, no, bro, they knock on your door, yo, come on, we out. No, Brian, no, come on, we out. That's a different sense. You feel what I'm saying? It's a different feeling where it's like it's real. Speech is not really real, like so.
Like the action is also important. So I always say like, yeah, you know, we need to give young individuals advice, but they also need to see the action. Like they need to actively see like, all right, this isn't thorough. This is really thorough. Like, you know, not being involved in the streets, you know, putting your life on the line, throwing your life away, you know, being away from your family and things like that. That's not thorough. What's thorough is to be there for your family, you know, be somebody that, you know, individuals in your family, your community can look up to, you know, being active in, you know, maybe your nieces, your nephews, your kids' life. That's the thorough thing to do. If they see more of that action, then it will be a thing. It's like, all right.
But it's not even really about seeing more of the action, because I can see something on the internet all day and it's not real to me. I gotta see it in real life.
Yeah, when I say see the action, I'm saying like not you know through a screen. Yeah. I'm saying like in real life. Like don't get on your phone and see it, because anybody can get on their phone and see, you know, somebody being there for their kids and things like that. No, put your phone in your pocket and let there be many examples in your day-to-day living.
Fact.
You know, once you disconnect from social media and things like that, see that in your life, and then you're like, hold up, wait, this is the real feeling. When you get to actively see it in like real time, this is the real feeling, and this is what it looks like. And here's also, you know, here's what comes out of these things.
Like, I didn't see people get 20 years just for being in a car, bro. Like I've seen every sense of it, and it's like once you in that community, once you in the prison, like once you become a docket number, like you don't have a name when you go to jail. Like I went to prison, bro. My name was LH3999. Like, it wasn't no Munir Young. It wasn't none of that.
Numbers and letters.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just like it's a whole different world. Like I was eating out of trash bags when I was in prison, bro. Like, and that was thorough. Like that was a thing. Like, so my biggest advice I would give to an adolescent is to actually just be a kid, go to school, because everybody complain about going to school, but when you in school, you have fun.
Yeah, that's another thing. Everybody complain about going to school, but that's like the thing that everybody wants to do.
But when you go to school, I didn't been that person where I woke up, I'm like, I don't even feel like going to school, and we skip school and don't do nothing. Yeah. We literally just watch movies all day and get high. Like, I didn't been that kid before we skipped school for we wasn't making no money in there. We wasn't doing nothing. We was just mobbing literally. One of the gang members, one of the homies got suspended for fighting. And he don't even go to my school, and I'm skipping school to just chill with him, so he won't be bored in the house. Like I didn't been that person where it's like you don't even think of you don't even see the calendar, but you literally you see the day. You don't even think about Friday. So kids just need somebody to be there for them, bro. I promise that's the biggest thing. Because when you got somebody to be there for you, it saves you from nonsense. When you got somebody that pop up to that school when you acting crazy, you don't act crazy. Because you know you got somebody that's going to hold you accountable.
No, for real. You be like, hold on, wait. You think about it. Oh, no, I ain't.
I'm not skipping school. My pop won't come up this young.
I'm going to chill. I ain't even about to get in there.
That's why it's like, it's just, they just need somebody to be there for them, bro.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I want to do a segment of something with you, something I do with all of my guests. It's called Leaders Toolkit. I want you to give the leaders 3 things that you feel they'll need in their toolkit in order to be successful in the things that, you know, they're building, they're doing. It could be, you know, maybe a characteristic, a mindset to keep, a mentor, a book to read. Give them three things that you feel they'll need in their toolkit.
You said a leader, right? I'm giving this advice to a leader?
Leaders, yeah.
Okay.
Not to cut you off, but I call the community leaders.
Okay.
Know? So that's when I say that, I'm saying like the community.
So my advice, the 3 things I would give is consistency, delusional confidence, and creativity. Okay. Those are the 3 things that if you embody them wholeheartedly, you will be successful with whatever you do. You need to be creative because just because somebody did it before you, they might not have done it the way that you're going to do it. And that takes a sense of creativity. Delusional confidence. The reason I say delusional confidence is because you need to believe that you are the best at whatever you're doing, even if you're not. Because if there's any sense of doubt, you're going to hurt yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say in a song, pushing my creativity, fighting insecurities. It's like you have to fight for that creativity. You have to fight for that confidence to know that I'm going to make it. Where even though I'm putting a song out on a day where Lil Wayne dropped the album, Lil Baby dropped the album, Babyface Ray dropped the album, you're going to hear my song and know I'm better than them. That's a delusional type of confidence. You have to have this where you're setting up a podcast and you know that when a person see this, they're going to know your content is better than the Breakfast Club. You feel what I'm saying? That's a delusional type of confidence, but you need that to push yourself. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to believe in yourself. Because you're going to always get insecure about when you see somebody else do something, you're like, damn, why I ain't think of that? That becomes where you start hating. And consistency, because everybody didn't always see everything. I'm promoting the same album I dropped in November because I know everybody ain't hear it. You feel what I'm saying? And the world is very big. Beyond my neighborhood, beyond my friend group, all of that. I didn't have Oskinos in my album. I didn't have Santos. I didn't have big people tell me like, yo, Charlie Mack even showed me love and told me my album ridiculously hot, but I gotta push it more because I know my content. And I know I have a different sound and a different sonic than everybody else. So those would be the reasons why I say that every leader needs that. Because if every leader embodied those three things, you're unstoppable.
I actually want to touch on like delusional confidence. You're the first person that said like delusional confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody they said some like faith, confidence, consistency, things of that nature. But you're the first that said like, yo, you need not just be confident, but be like you have to have delusional confidence. Like, yo, like you said, setting up a podcast and being like, yo, even though the Breakfast Club got this going on, this person got this going on, but somebody come across this, they're gonna see this and like, yo,
They're
this
subscribing.
is better than this is better than that. I think that's a even take it a step further. Like, don't just be confident. You gotta be like delusion. Like, you gotta be delusional as well. Like, you have to believe that you are the best. Like, you are literally the best. When you look in the mirror, you got whatever it is that you're doing. You literally need to look in the mirror and say, yo, I'm like, say your name. I'm the best at this, whatever it is that you're doing. Because like you said, the world is huge.
Everybody
way beyond our understanding.
Everybody did everything. Yeah. When you think about it, everybody did everything, but it's not about everybody doing everything. It's about another person to take something a step further. Mm-hmm. We're not the first person to have boots.
Exactly.
But before us, somebody had a different grade, a different grade, a different grade, a different grade. Now we have a better grade than what they had before. Mm-hmm. And it comes from somebody being delusional enough to say, I can make something better than that.
Yeah.
My phone, I can make my phone better than that. Android, iPhone, I can make all right, this what you did? All right, let me add this update. Let me add this update. That's literally all it's about. Mm-hmm. When you do anything in your life, you have to have a delusional sense of confidence. Because if you don't, you won't have a female tell you, and that joint ain't really that good. I like Trey Songz better. You can't sing. And now you second guessing yourself. No, you got to be able to say, what? Trey Songz? You tripping.
It's crazy that you said that. I saw a video a few days ago of somebody talking about, he was just motivating people that came across the video. He was saying like, you may feel like a big thing now is everything is so oversaturated. He's like, yo, think about it like this. Burger King didn't stop because, Wendy's was doing their thing. Wendy's didn't stop because they saw McDonald's was doing their thing. Chick-fil-A didn't stop because they seen all of these fast food chains doing their thing. If you think about it like this, it's like, yo, it was already all these fast food chains out, but yet somebody else had the delusional confidence to say, yo, I'm going to step into this, this space, and I'm going to be the best in it. And now you look at all of these fast food chains, that I just named, and all of them, they're literally all over America. They have multiple different establishments all over America.
That's a fact.
So if you feel like, damn, you wanna start a business, whether it's clothes, you want to get into real estate, whatever it is, you want to be an artist. When you look at it and be like, oh, this is so oversaturated, this person is doing it, they doing it, so I can't do it. If you look at it through that lens of like, yo, these people already started it, yet when this person came into this space, they were able to thrive. Why do you feel like you're a less than? You should never feel like you're a less than. You should always look at yourself and look at it like, yo, you are at the highest of highs. Like, always.
It took me so long to actually, like, fully believe in myself, bro, and believe in my voice. Because I done been through so much where, like, even when you listen to your voice, when you listen to your voice in the phone, when it got that echo, it irritates the normal person because it's like, I don't even like the way I sound. So, you have to be your biggest fan. Because if you're not your biggest fan, how can another person believe in you enough to be a fan? And you won't even allow them to be a fan because you're not a fan of yourself.
Exactly.
You're going to be looking at them like they crazy. Like, that's what you like? You like this? And you did it. So you have to have that sense of delusional confidence, because I promise you, you're going to hear Instagram is full of negativity, bro. Twitter, TikTok is all that. It's going to be somebody that say you're doing trash. Literally, it's going to be somebody that say it's trash.
I could definitely agree. The first ever clip that I dropped to this platform, somebody commented on it like, yo, this trash. And if you know what this abbreviation stands for, SYBAU. I looked at it, I said, all right, well, I mean, I look at it like you helping me out. You taking the time out to comment. You watch the clip and say that.
I respond to everything, bro. I respond to everything.
I appreciate it. And I literally responded, thanks for the support. I feel like you support me. I feel like you support me. And then I look at it like, you're saying this because you're looking at it from where I'm standing, not from where I will be at.
That's a fact. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I know I look better than a lot of these people, bro. I know I look better than a lot of niggas. I might want to say N-word. I look better than a lot of people. I know I talk better than a lot of people. I know I rap better than a lot of people. I know my taste is better than a lot of people. And I know I'm taller. I know that I believe in myself. My voice better. Like, I believe it. Like, nobody can tell me nothing, bro. You could be 7'2" and I'm still gonna think I'm taller than you. Like, I don't. You can't tell me a thing, bro.
That's a good thing.
You can't
like, just
tell
be
me
confident.
Yeah,
and I think you saying like, you can't expect somebody else to be a fan of you if you aren't a fan of yourself. This ties back into something I was saying before. Like, everything starts with you.
That's a fact.
It has to come from you in order for somebody else to believe in what it is that you're doing. You want somebody else to feel like what you got going on is hot, is thorough. You gotta believe that in yourself, because if somebody was to ask, like, come to you like, hey, what it is that what you got going on, you don't feel like you don't have the confidence, you don't feel like it's hot, whatever. They're gonna feel it when you talk. You're not gonna talk like, I got this going on, compared to if you believe in what it is. No, my name's so and so, I'm doing this, I got this going on, woo woo. They're gonna feel the confidence.
It's crazy, right? Because and it's not messy, but I remember CEO Nafis, right? CEO Nafis is a person that's a media personality and stuff like that. They got a platform, and he was telling me like, "Yo, I don't care about what people say on the internet. I'm comfortable in my life. Like, I'm sitting here with a robe on, putting Carmex on myself and just lubricating my skin. I feel good about myself. I just got a haircut. I'm comfortable. I got clean socks on." And I'm sitting here looking like, bro, they grinding you up in the comments, bro. What you talking about? He like, that's cool. I don't got no problem with it, because negativity travels fast. It travels farther than positivity. So when somebody negative, you ever notice that when you go on a page, right? You go to one of these blog pages or whatever, and you see a negative comment, and you click on their page, and then when you click on a person page, like, say they grinding you up, they'll look on your page and see that you been with, I done been with NirCostello, I done been with this person, that person, that person. Damn, oh man, he moving a little bit. I'm hating on him, but he's still moving. Like, the positivity always going to show. It way heavier on the scale, bro. It way heavier no matter what you do. It always way heavier. That's why my content is always going to be a certain standard, because I know y'all can't, like, I believe it. Y'all not better than me. Not better than me. The way I maneuver, I wear my own clothes. And I don't know how to make boots yet, but I'm going to learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wear my own stuff because of the simple fact that I promote me. I want to have my own stuff. I'm not spending $1,000 on another person's stuff. Like, it don't make sense when I can make it myself. It never makes sense.
Promote yourself. I'll be honest. This outfit right here is thorough. When I saw it, I said, "Damn, that's nice.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
No,
I like it. I really do." Just you promoting yourself, and I think the same thing. Like, why go out and spend $1,000 on somebody else's stuff when you can, make it yourself and promote your own thing.
And everything not for everybody, for sure. And I definitely understand that. But my thing is, in my point of view, my vantage point of it is, I'm going to be the best version of me. And I'm going to be the best version of me by investing into me. So when I'm doing these things, when I'm on these podcasts, I'm investing in myself. I'm putting my content out there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point of it. When you're doing these things, when you're networking and building these platforms and all that, you're networking yourself. You putting yourself out there, so that even though you got family members that was popping at one point in time, you want to be better in a situation and put y'all in a predicament where it's a family thing. You feel me? Do that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I truly believe that. That's why when I seen your platform and I reached out to you and I'm like, bro, I want to be a part of it. Whatever you want to do. However you want to do. I wish I'd have known. I'd have bring you a hoodie. For real. I'm lunching.
I appreciate that.
I could have made that joint last night. And I got some Jones too. That's nutty. Like, but I can still get that joint to you tomorrow or whatever. But
we could talk about that for sure. I appreciate that.
Right.
Now I want to ask, like, with everything that you're doing, especially like the music. Where is it that you see yourself, in the next years to come?
I just want to be healthy, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Like, beyond music, I need to be healthy mentally to be able to create music. That's where I just want to be. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy and free, bro. like mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I done been through a lot of pitfalls so far, bro. In the beginning of this year, I done lost a few people. I done maneuvered away from and distanced myself from a few individuals. But it's like that's all I really want. That's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing health mentally. Like having a healthy mental is so important, bro. Like it's very, very important. And I'm chasing it. I'm chasing to figure out what makes me happy. I just went skydiving not too long ago. Like
I said, that's something that I want to try.
yeah, like
That's
it's
something that I want
fun,
to
bro.
do.
Just make sure you gotta wear a helmet when you do it. But like for real. But I'm chasing happiness, bro. I'm chasing happiness. I'm chasing comfort, and I'm chasing understanding of myself. So, in the next few years, that's all I want. I want health. I want health mentally, physically, and emotionally. I want to be physically healthy, so that when my son starts talking back, I can punch on him. You feel what I'm saying? That when my daughter needs somebody to pick her up, I'm gonna pick her up and throw her in the sky 1,000 times. When she say again, I still got my back and all of that. You feel me? Like I want to be mentally healthy because I want to have the understanding of myself to be able to better myself every day. And I want to get over my fear and allow people to be there for me. I want to be spiritually healthy because I understand that even though I have flaws spiritually and religiously, I still want to be able to put myself forward and reach in paradise because that's the ultimate goal.
No.
Jannah is the ultimate goal for me. And emotionally healthy. I want to be emotionally healthy because of the simple fact that having healthy emotions is very, very difficult to attain, but it's possible. And it take a lot of work and it take consistent work. And I know myself, I'm a person that I dig myself into a hole and I bury myself in the holes. And I stay there and I try to figure it out. And I gotta get better with it. So emotionally healthy, I feel like I have to be there. I have to be able to be emotionally healthy so I could be there for my children and be there for myself. And one day my significant other. So
Definitely, I think that's as we said, it all starts with you. I was saying before,
which usually people answer for that. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna
I was about to say you're the first person. You're one of the few people that says something like along those lines, and not necessarily like, oh, I see myself, doing this and having this and things like that, but more so like I see myself, thriving in a a space positively, mentally, physically, all of that type of stuff, because they're just as important as it is, be able to take care of responsibilities.
Everything else is material.
Yeah, everything else is material. I think those are like the most important. Especially like the emotional thing. Because I always say like you cannot give somebody else and be present for somebody else fully if you aren't, fully present and there for yourself. You gotta be able to, be there for you and make sure you're at a 100% in order for somebody else to get that 100% that you want to give them.
That's a fact.
Because if you're not doing too well mentally and things like that, you can't be doing, be there for the next person. If your mental not all the way together, you can't help somebody else, get to a space because it just don't work like that.
That's a fact.
It just don't work like that. Now before we wrap up, I want you to give the leaders one thing to push them through moments where they feel like they want to give up. Things are getting, shaky, rocky, and they just, give them something to get them through that time. Like I said, it could be a characteristic mindset to keep, mentor, book to read, something to watch. Just give them something to get them through those moments.
So all right, so my advice would be something called in Arabic is idhamu jazai wa idhamu bala. The greater the hardship, the greater the reward. Having an understanding and the knowledge that I'm going through a lot right now, but I will make it through. Like that's what the song. Not I hate doing shameless plugs, but even the song Abby Son, that's a song that you can listen to that will help you get through. Like I told Stu that when I die, just to be there for my son, teach him that the rainy days share the sky with the sun. Teach them that the darkest nights is still brightened by the moon. They try to close the gate on us, but we gonna make it through. That's literally an anthem for you to keep going. To keep going. Because a rainy day is still, the sun is still there, shining bright. No matter what. The darkest night still got the moon. It's still illuminate that's there. So my biggest advice is that there's always a positive to every negative. There's no such thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, continue to push, continue to believe in yourself, and learn how to breathe. Because breath control gets you through every type of pain. A woman can push a baby out of themselves by just breathing correctly. So if they can do that, you can get through your hardship. Trust me. Trust me. I'm going through it myself, bro. This been one of the worst months of my life, but I'm still able to push it. I'm still able to smile through everything, and I'm still able to believe in myself that I know I'm going to get through these things because of the simple fact that we come from ancestors that survivors. Not even on a black political type of level, but
that's serious though.
Like, we come from ancestors that survived worse. We are at a time where we are the freest that we've ever been. We are the richest. This is the richest we've ever been culturally ever. So how can we stop now? And you have to think about it like that. How can you stop now? That don't make sense. You got to keep going. I believe in every one of y'all, and I never met y'all. I believe in you, bro, because that's why I'm on this platform. Seriously,
listen, I appreciate you.
Like, I believe in your story, bro, and I believe in this, and I know this you're gonna go farther. You feel what I'm saying? For real.
Likewise,
and
man.
I need people to understand that, like, that's all it's about, believing in yourself, and that's how you're gonna get through it.
Definitely, gotta believe in yourself, in order to push through these things. Like you said, even the darkest nights, it's still, still the moon there. The rainy days, the sun's still shining.
That's a fact.
Whatever it is that you're going through, you just gotta believe that, regardless of how negative that it is, the positive is on the way. Just continue, take things day by day, but the positive will come. The sun will, the rain gonna stop, and the sun gonna be out shining rainbows.
And there's no limit on seeing your potential. Yeah. Unseen potential has an expiration on it because one day you're going to see it. And I promise you that it took me 28 years to really be able to see it. And I'm learning, and I'm fully enveloped in it. I'm striving to live up to my potential. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna have pitfalls, you gonna have whatever. I'm guaranteeing you gonna have it, but you gonna get through it. Because every rainy day is still shine. The sun, it still share the sky with the sun. Yeah. I promise you.
It took time, but you're here now, and I feel that you're wearing it very well.
That's a fact. And that's why every jacket I make, every hoodie I make, I put on the back of it. It's a scar to be stamped. It's a scar to be stamped is a quote that means so much to me because every scar that you have, it shows character to who you are. Every scar, internally, mental. I never been shot, stabbed, none of that. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm still a person that has internal scars. And me healing it is me going through certain things where I'm practicing yoga, where I'm studying Quran, where I'm understanding, like, damn, I got to get better with this, I got to get better with that. That's looking in the mirror. That's how you become stamped. You become stamped in yourself first before anything else. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming out, man. It was a pleasure to share space.
No, for sure. I'm going to get you that hoodie, man, for real, bro.
I appreciate it. It was a pleasure to share space, hear your story. It's definitely inspiring. Your music, I definitely keep going. It's poetic. To me, I love, especially the two songs that I mentioned. Those two really, they really, really speak to me. Especially Abby Sun. Especially, some of the lyrics that you mentioned. It's just like, yo, continue to keep pushing through. Regardless of what it is that's going on in this present moment, and that's something that with everything, like I was saying before, every day that we wake up is something that goes on. I just look at it like, yo, regardless of what it is that's going on in this moment, just continue to move forward.
That's a fact.
You'll get to where you want to be. Just continue to move forward. Figure out how to navigate through the situation, but don't let whatever it is that's going on stop you from, progressing.
Nah, and it's coming from NirCostello, you feel what I'm saying? Unseen potential out now, man.
Here first. So for those who they want to tap into the album, tap into the content, let them know where to find you.
I'm on all platforms. NirCostello, NIR space Costello, COSTELLO. I respond to every DM. I respond to everybody. I take criticism very well. That's why I always ask anywhere I go, like, damn, you listen to the album, what you think? What you think something I could do better? Because I know I'm still evolving as an artist. My voice is still growing. I'm still learning. You feel what I'm saying? And I appreciate every person, every state member that's a part of the facility. I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm on every platform that you could think of. Subscribe, comment, like, hype every video. You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
I appreciate y'all. Even when we drop this, man, I'm collabing on everything. Show love to this joint, man. Support this algorithm, support this podcast, this platform, because we need more people like this that's going to push the envelope forward, that's going to push this content forward. Everybody supporting the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? We got to get better with supporting the things that's positive in this world. You feel me? And so
definitely, I'll make sure I link everything in the description so that they can find Instagram, Apple Music, everything. For those
I'm dropping a video for Court with me any day now. So
listen, if y'all haven't listened to it, please go listen to the new album. Like I said, it's very, very, very poetic. If you're an individual, if you listen to poetic music, whether it's Rod Wave, J. Cole, whoever, you like that type of stuff, trust me, you'll love the album. Go tune in.
And it's a vibe. It's something for everybody. You want to turn up? I got a song called Don't Question on there. If you want to vibe, you want to drive, I got a song called Confetti Turn on there. You want to be introspective and sit back and think, I got a song called Abby Son on there. Like, it's everything that you want. You want bars? I got bars on there. I never thought. Like, everything you need, I got on there. So support the content, man. Support the music. You feel what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for listening to this, comment, liking. If I know you or I don't know you, you want to make it through this. It's a scars to be this stamp, man. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you for coming out. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. That's it for today's episode, man. Y'all know the motto. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Facts.